works, from bumper pull utility to size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 North 56th Street.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. He's going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That it is. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in to On the Block. 2 hours on a Tuesday. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you till 4 here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, and worldwide on our free app for your mobile phone. And Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter have video streams brought to you courtesy of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Our show brought to you in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, as you can see, if you're watching on stream, by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Down 27th, 29th in Pine Lake, go just a little bit further south there. Not open today, but they will be tomorrow. What a better way to prepare for Volleyball Day in Nebraska, to get your pre-kickoff meal on Thursday, to celebrate a Husker victory on Friday, then with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
Yeah, it's awesome. Listen, I want to shout out to the folks at Southeast Community College and the work that they're doing out there, the expansion of their campus. Rashawn and Terrell did a wonderful job out there in interviewing a lot of the staff, but I was completely amazed, Austin, at some of the stuff that I seen out there regarding their facilities. The fact that you literally could go over there, learn a craft, and you can walk out of there like ready. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about with top of the line technology. I don't care if it's dental assistant work. I mean, they have full live chairs. They have like gurneys and a mock ambulance if you want to be an EMT. I mean, phenomenal stuff right here in Lincoln. So shout out to Southeast Community College and the work, and DP and the group went over there, and Jake and all of them. But yeah, man, if you're just looking to kind of get into it, man, go check out Southeast Community College. It's right here in Lincoln. They're building dorms that'll open up in January. A great restaurant for culinary. If you want to get into culinary, there's some great stuff that they're doing out there. I was just really impressed.
Shout out Mama Orman, teaching
Yeah.
nutrition at SEC.
Yeah, man.
Huge stuff on the way. Congratulations to them. Continue to wish them nothing but the best, nothing but success in the future. 402-464-5685 if you have any thoughts on anything we're getting into. Stricka, we got about 10 minutes here, a little less. Let's dive into what Matt Rhule had to say, his game week press conference today. The big news broke before the press conference today was Eric Gilbert arrested on suspicion of burglary. Matt Rhule didn't have much to say on that. We hope the young man's okay, that he gets, the help and support that he needs. But what was interesting to me that Matt Rhule said was Eric Gilbert, I think mostly because of the eligibility issue, not having a waiver yet, wasn't even going to travel to Minnesota. He's been on the scout team. So this to me is just a little, bump in the road, little distraction for Nebraska to, again, support Eric Gilbert, get him the help he needs. But I think they can move on pretty quick. They don't have to change the game plan or anything. It seems like it'll be Borkature and Fedoni.
Well, I hope so. Like I said, it's not easy. You hope that the young man will be able to get all of the help in whatever way that he needs it. But it's tough. It's got to be tough. I can only imagine how I felt when, you're not able to participate. We can't get into it or speculate on what how this all came about. But it's hurtful. It's sad that whatever it is, it comes to this point, and you just wish him well, man. You just wish him well, and you just hope that, like you said, I mean, there's guys that he's developed relationships with in that locker room, in the tight end room, how that plays on their minds and how their care and their worry for their friend. Hopefully they'll just be able to get through it and move on and continue to prepare. Big game, few days. And so hopefully it won't distract them too bad.
Some good news.
Yeah.
We like good news. So let's start with on the injury front. Teddy Prohaska and Marcus Washington both got clear. Let's start with Prohaska. That's a guy that was banged up earlier in summer camp, fall camp, whatever you want to call it. Didn't get a whole lot of work in, with the ones where he presumably would have been. Matt Rhule says he doesn't know how much he's going to play, but just having another healthy body, a guy who's played competent college football before, that only helps Nebraska in a tough game one.
Well, that's the part that I would say, right? I speak to the part that you got depth now.
Mm-hmm.
Adding Teddy back, regardless of the situation, you get depth at both tackle positions. I think Teddy's too big for leverage wise to be on the inside. I think hopefully his mobility and everything is back in track. It's a tough thing to be that size. I mean, the man's 6'10". You always have running backs behind you, low leverage. If somebody catches you wrong, inside out, that's a lot of body. And so you can understand where the injuries are coming from in some instances. But hopefully he's worked on these areas of his core, his hips. He needs to be able to drop his leverage points down a little bit more to alleviate just that tall stance of flex, and so somebody hitting you, your leverage has got to be low. So I'm sure they're working on a lot of maybe his core and his legs to be able to leverage down a little bit. So that would help him if that's the case.
We've talked about coaches not wanting their athletes to play other sports in the offseason, especially at the NFL level. I think basketball would have done Teddy Prohaska a lot of good.
No question, because you got a squad. You've got to sit down and move. You got to and just think of the moves that you have to do on defense, and especially at 6'10" now with a lot of bigger men with the mobilities that they have, the abilities of range and the abilities of handling and dribbling. Mm-hmm. If you're that size, you have to sit down. And guess what tackles have to do?
Sit down.
They have to sit down. And they have to sit down, leverage, use obviously, wingspan to be able to keep, want guys to get into your body. So that would have helped him, I think. You're absolutely right. And that's why I advocate for footwork, movement, back and forth of drop stepping, and, somebody makes a quick inside move, you got to drop step again. I think that would have helped tremendously.
The other guy that's back is Marcus Washington. On the depth chart that we got earlier in the week, he was listed second behind Alex Bullock, who ended up getting a scholarship. Again, I don't think Marcus Washington starts, but I think Marcus Washington with a full fall camp would have started.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me to see a bit of a timeshare situation between those two. Marcus Washington would be my pick to eventually take over as a starter, maybe by week 2. Maybe it's, later in the non-conference into conference play. I don't know. The coaching staff was impressed with Alex Bullock, but having had eyes on Marcus Washington, I don't know if there's enough in him to be a true 1A unquestioned alpha. But again, it's a good depth pickup and a guy that's a competent starter that I think can, put up more numbers than he did last year.
That's where a lot of my apprehension has come with success here. And we talked about it yesterday. I just think that their abilities to create space, I just don't know. Outside of maybe, I think Billy Kemp probably has it coming out of the slot. I still don't think he's a guy on the outside type of receiver. But I like him in the slot, and I think Fleeks is a blow the top off type of a guy with great speed, great to be used in the slot. But I don't know if his releases are good to put him on the outside. So windows are tight. I think windows are going to be tight. This is going to be a great opportunity for them to be exposed to this. Now, I think one of the things that I have, as looking at the depth chart, I look down, good for Ramiro Johnson, because I think he's been written off a little bit, but Anthony Grant, what's his mindset going to be? How is he going to feel? He's a senior now. You've been beaten out. There's nowhere you can go at this point. So now what type of fight is in you? You know what I mean? I still think he'll get some touches. I still believe that. But what type of fight is in you? Are you going to run with that type of reckless abandon and just passion and just doing what you used to do? I think what hindered him a lot is all them jump cuts and trying to get to the sideline. The speed of the Big Ten is too good. You need to get downhill. You need to one cut, find it, get in it, hit the hole. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But nonetheless, that's the way I see it, man. I'm hoping that the running game will be able to help out a lot, create a little bit more angles, keep the linebackers down a little bit longer to allow space to creep in either from the slot or some digs from the outside behind the linebackers. But I'm hoping they can run good enough for that to happen.
The games Anthony Grant was at his best were North Dakota, athleticism advantage. That's where I think the first real jump cut popped out to us. Georgia Southern, he was still pretty solid there. He lowered the boom on the guy at Rutgers, but that's, again, a salty defense. And Indiana, Nebraska really committed to the run to ice that game against Indiana. And I get it, Nebraska lost to Georgia Southern, but those other 3 games too, Nebraska still had a talent advantage, but you have to be able to run the ball when you're at a similar talent level. And even to pull an upset, maybe you have to run the ball against teams that are better than you.
Yeah, 2 or 3 yards, Austin isn't gonna get it done. I mean, they have to be in the 4 to 5 range when they want to.
Yes, now
like I'm talking about, even if they know you're about to run the ball, you need to be in that 4 to 5 range. You need to shorten this field, open up your playbook in your second and third downs, so that you're not having to pass. I mean, if you work some play actions in on your first downs, cool. I like that. But if you know you're going to run, you need to go get it.
He's Eric Strickland. I'm Austin Norman. This is On the Block. More next.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to light the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Landmark Implement is hosting their annual Air Cedar Clinic at the Landmark Holdridge Support Center near the airport on Wednesday, August 30th. Get a refresher on your air seeding equipment from Landmark's team so you're ready for seeding this fall. Session topics will include cover crops, seed start 2 and 4, calibrations, tractor prep, and more. Dinner will begin at 5:30 with the clinic to follow. All at the Landmark Holdridge Support Center on August 30th. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Big 5 fans. The price for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $450 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40 or ask for a Nebraska Big 5 quick pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1, and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Big 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Like with Professional Realty Group of BHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you. If you want to be a part of the show, 402-464-5685. Text the Sartor Heyman text line, call the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We'll play the shootout with Strick in about 15 minutes, so we'll need your calls there to take on Strick in trivia for $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Anything that stands out to you on the Husker depth chart, let us know. 402-464-5685. Strick, the one thing we didn't get to last segment that I think bears mentioning is the starting kicker. On the depth chart that we got earlier in the week, Tristan Alvano and Timmy Bleekrode, the Furman transfer, were listed as co-starters, Matt Rhule comes out today and says Tristan Alvano's won the starting job. He's a West Side product, kicked a long field goal to win the state championship in Memorial Stadium for them. First of all, what a big honor for an Omaha kid to get that nod as a freshman.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, listen, he put in the time, he put in the work. He earned it.
Mm-hmm.
He went out and got it. I think Bleekrode has struggled a little bit. There was a lot of inconsistency last year. The young man definitely got the job done, has a strong leg, and came in and took it. And so that goes to show you that the competition levels have been high, and guys are able to come in and earn the position. What's the motto?
1%.
1%. Came in and gave 1% every day and just got better. And so we'll see. I mean, now it's on the line. I think when you look at kickers, I think there's comfort. I think there's comfort in knowing, like you said, playing in state tournament or the state football
final.
championship finals and doing it live and in color and right there. Listen, I will say that the way that I can explain it, Austin, is I too have played in the Devaney at the time. I played in the state tournament multiple times. I've been there. It was comfortable, but we went as a team and we played every year in the Nebraska would have a team camp.
Team camps, yeah.
And it was comfortable. I knew what it looked like. I knew what it felt. I knew just without the fans in it, but it just felt like home. And sometimes that's the difference. Young man, it felt right to him. Definitely not going to be the same amount of fans that he's going to witness once the Red Sea comes in, but it's going to be comfortable, and that makes you kind of perform a little bit different, a little bit better. I do the same feeling.
So, text line, let me know. Are you more comfortable with Tristan Alvano, the local kid, the freshman, being the starting kicker, or would you have liked the upperclassman junior Timmy Bleekrode to be the starting kicker? 402-464-5685. Bleekrode was fine last year, 34-35 on extra points, 9 of 12 on field goals. That's really not a whole lot of opportunities. There's some games we really didn't even see Timmy Bleekrode out there all that much. My first thought...
Yeah, there were times they opted not to use him.
Right.
Yeah.
Which speaks volumes, too. My first thought is I would be a little more comfortable with Timmy Bleekrode out there because out of the kicker position, you just want that consistency, right? You want to be able to bank on getting that 1 extra point or the 3 points on a field goal. Consistency is key. You know what you're going to get in Timmy Bleekrode. You're not left wondering. So I think in my gut, I trust him more. But if you tell me Tristan Alvano is going to be the next Drew Brown and he starts as a freshman, he plays all 4 years, I'm fine with that. Drew Brown struggled a bit as a freshman, made all his extra points, 59 of 59, only 14 of 21 on field goals as a freshman. But then he was run out there again next year, did miss 2 extra points, 44-46, but improved his field goal percentage by 10%, by 10 points, making 78% then that next year. Then after that, perfect on extra points as a junior and a senior both. And then again, consistency from Drew Brown, 12 of 14 on field goals as both a junior and a senior. So I wouldn't be shocked to see growing pains, maybe a bad miss or two from Tristan Alvano as a freshman, but this is where you hope the support system, the coaching staff, whoever's around him still feeds him confidence and fully works with him. And if he does miss one, it doesn't turn into 2, turn into 3.
I agree. I mean, there's not much I can add to that. I think I agree with it, those sentiments, because I do believe there's nothing like knowing that you made a mistake or you missed an assignment or you missed a kick, and to look in your coach's face and eyes, not just your position coach, but also your head coach, and just say, "It's all right. It's all right. Get the next one." There's nothing like that, right? So I'm hoping that that's the case too.
And for guys that have been on the team too, say he misses a kick in a big moment that could have iced a game, take it from a 6-point lead to a 9-point lead. He misses it. The defense has to go out there. The team can't go, "Oh crap, here we go again." That's going to be the feeling for the fans, if something like that happens. But the team can't let a miss by a freshman kicker get to them. If he's perfect as a freshman, I will be incredibly impressed. And I don't want to automatically attribute all the misses that he has to, he's a freshman. Timmy Blinkrode absolutely would have made that kick. He was fine. We saw Connor Culp as an upperclassman, win Big Ten Kicker of the Year and then completely forget how to swing his leg by the next year. So kicker is such a fascinating position, but that's where I think, like you were saying, the mental aspect of it plays so much into the physical aspect of it.
And Consistent Mike on the text line says, "My opinion is that whoever is better," I mean, I think we agree with this, "whoever's better, freshman or senior, best player should play." I think that's across the board. You just said something that I find very interesting. And the reason I say that, how important the mental aspect of your game is, because there are little things that can happen, impingements. I remember getting a back pick set on me by Carl Malone, and I mean, it rattled me to my core to almost where I was almost wanted to fight my teammate. But I remember Markel Folk, how tremendous athlete he was, very skilled, good 3-level scorer, could shoot with range, and then gets into the league and forgot how to shoot. Or something happened, but forgot how to shoot, and hasn't really been the same. You kind of see coming back a little bit, but that mental part, once it hits you, like, for example, we saw the same thing with Ben Simmons.
Yep.
Ben Simmons comes in tremendous, high on confidence, working and doing things, and conversations are happening. Is he the next Magic and all kinds of stuff like that? And then once one situation happens, big game in a playoff, and everybody rides you and derides you on your Twitter and on all types of pundits, and you literally change overnight. I'll tell you another person, good friend of mine, good people. I've known him for a little while now. Spent some time with him when I was in Orlando, and that his name, another person with the mental. We're talking mental. Another person is Nick Anderson. For the Orlando Magic, he was with that, him, Dennis Scott, Shaq, Penny. He was a part of those teams that made those deep runs. He was an integral part of him. I mean, he was a matchup problem, post up game, range, shoot the three. But boy, you go to the free throw line and it's on the line and he misses free throws, and his free throw numbers go from probably low 70s down into the 40s and 50s. Like, he's like Shaq at the free throw line. But guess what it is? It's that mental. And that mental can play in your psyche, and it can stay in there. And the only way you can get out of it is like what's similar would happen. We were talking about the baseball player, Sanders. What was his name earlier? That 071.
Oh, Josh Donaldson.
John Donaldson.
Yeah.
Like, if you go into a slump and you just don't figure out how in your mind to get out of it, you could be stuck in there, man. And it's something to think about.
To your point there with Nick Anderson, 95-96 with Orlando. He shoots 69% from the free throw line. Not killer, but acceptable. The year after that, 40% on only 1.5 attempts per game. The next year,
because he stopped posting up. He stopped doing those because he didn't want to shoot them. Similar to Ben Simmons. Go ahead.
The next 2 years, 3.5 attempts per game. Better, but still not high. 64%, 61%, 99-2000. One free throw attempt per game, 48.7%. And then in 2001-2002, his final year, doesn't even average one free throw per game, shoots 56% on him. Like, that wasn't just a 1 year thing, right?
No.
That's what you're talking about, the persistence of it.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important, because sometimes we can get into our own head And if we get into our own head and start playing head games on our own, there's enough head games out there for us to play anyway. But if we start playing in our own space, man, it's rough and tough.
Basketball is a fascinating sport to think about, kind of the yips for me, just because of how much teamwork is involved. But it makes sense when you hear about pitchers, right? How lonely they are on the mound. They get in their heads, they overthink it. Or even kickers. Punters we don't hear about as much, but kickers especially, where you're alone. There's one or two guys on the team that know anything about what you do, your mechanics, your routine, anything like that. So yeah, ostensibly you're a football player, you're a member of the team, but running backs can talk to each other about their issues. Offensive linemen can work sets together. Linebackers can read keys together. If you're a kicker, who do you go to?
It's very
so
similar
lonely.
to golf. It's very similar to
Right.
golf. Like, think about how, if you can get into your head in a golf, you spray one. That's the one thing you can't do in golf. I mean, all you golf players here on shout out on the text line 402-464-5685, because every shot freaking matters. It's crazy. Like, golf is so crazy. Like, I think we were sitting in here, or maybe we weren't, but I can't remember who the golfer was, because I kind of just caught it in my feed. He freaking hits a dart. That's the crazy thing. Like, I've been there where I've hit a freaking 5-iron, 215 on the money. It goes right over the flag, but freaking in the sand trap behind it or in the water behind it. Like, now somebody else can get up there and skull it. I mean, hit the top of it. It goes on a worm burner and it rolls up next to the hole. That's how crazy the game is. This man hits a dart. Some of you may have seen it if you're a golfer. He hits a dart. It literally hits the hole. One bounce hits the hole. Literally just should have went in, and it spins back to almost 7 feet. So now he's got a 7-foot putt. Now look, if it hits the flag and it stops, tap in birdie, I'm cool. But now I've got to make a freaking 7-footer after it should have went in the freaking hole, but spins back. That's how crazy the game is. But that's the thing about it, because that thing can get in your head. Now you spray one, now you leave one short because you got in your head that, dang it, that should have went in. Right? That's the mental games that we can play in our own heads.
And, to bring that back to football, he'll hit a 47-yarder to win the state championship, and then there's a 20-yarder. You're on the 3-yard line that you take lightly, or you don't put as much pressure on. You think you got it, you get overconfident, and it just all goes out the window, which, again, we're not hoping this for Tristan Alvano. He's named the starting kicker. More power to the young man. We wish the best for him, but he's also a freshman, and these things just happen. Big shout out to BJ Arroyo there on the YouTube stream, BuzzTube TV as well, watching on Twitch. Hey, yeah, Twitch is what we broadcast on Allo Channel 951 with. Big shout out to Allo Fiber. They sponsor our VIP line. No guests today, but Allo Fiber, where we understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. You can call now on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. To take on Strick in the shootout with Strick. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line for you. We've got some Husker football trivia. I'll give you the general category, but not exactly what it is. So call now, 402-464-5685. You beat Strick, you get $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Call now. We'll play the game after this.
We've got some universally big news for Nebraska Pick 5 fans. The price for matching 4 of 5 numbers has risen from $400 to $500. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today. Pick 5 numbers between 1 and 40, or ask for a Nebraska Pick 5 Quick Pick. Match 4 numbers and you could win $500. Each play only costs $1, and there are drawings 7 days a week. It's just another way our game is getting better all the time. Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop feed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. See Club for details.
You've tried Jeep Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico,
relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300. Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night at 7 p.m. for Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln East. Both the Knights and the Spartans look to bounce back after dropping their season openers in week 1. And you can hear all the action unfold with Jay breaking it down alongside me better than anybody else. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field, but pregame starts at 6:40 p.m. It's high school football and Friday Night Lights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick, brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
Y'all want a piece of Stricky today.
See.
As soon as I put up the Strick signal, not the bad signal, but the Strick signal, y'all were ready. Y'all called. Andy, you were on it. This doesn't happen to be Andy Markowski playing against Strick, does it?
He's gone.
Andy?
Forfeit.
Andy,
Let's
are you
go.
with us?
Nobody wants a Stricken to sit down and watch this game on that's coming up. That free Stricken. Forfeit. It's a forfeit.
I thought Andy was ready.
Forfeit.
Rico's already
Let's
got someone
go.
on the
That's
Rico,
1-0, Frico.
No, hey, Rico's got someone else on the line.
Rico. I said Frico.
Okay, let's see if we have Andy back. Andy, are you with us?
I am. Sorry, I lost you.
Haha. Excellent. Glad to have you back. You know the rules of the shootout. You're good to go on that front?
I think so.
Excellent. Hold on the line. We'll give Strick his questions.
Thought I had
and
an
then
easy
we'll
one.
You thought. But here's your round, Strick. It starts in 3, 2, and 1. They were Nebraska football's first win in 2021. Buffalo or Fordham?
Fordham.
Yep. They were Nebraska's first win in 2019. Northern Illinois or South Alabama?
South Alabama.
Yep. They were Mike Riley's last win at Nebraska. Illinois or Purdue?
Purdue.
Yep. And Nebraska beat them in the 2015 Foster Farms Bowl.
Where is that at? Arizona State.
Ooh, I thought you had it for a sec, Stricky. It is not Arizona State. It was a Pac-12 school, though. The answer,
Oregon.
UCLA.
Oh, shoot.
Nebraska beat UCLA in the Foster Farms Bowl.
Dang it.
In 2015. Now, they went 5-7, finished 6-7 with that win. All right, Andy, you need 3 to tie. You need 4 to win. Are you ready for your round of the shootout?
I'm ready.
All right, starts here in 3, 2, and 1. They were Nebraska football's first win in 2020. Penn State or Purdue?
Purdue.
It's Penn State. They were Nebraska's first win in 2018. Bethune-Cookman or Minnesota?
Bethune-Cookman.
It was Minnesota.
Ooh.
They were Mike Riley's first win at Nebraska. South Alabama or Southern Mississippi?
South Alabama.
Yep, and Nebraska beat them in the 2009 Gator Bowl.
2009 Gator Bowl. South Carolina.
I'm going to leave you hanging. Let's see.
Champ is here.
So close, Andy. It was South Carolina's blood rival Clemson that Nebraska beat in the 2009 Gator Bowl. Andy, thanks for playing. You can hang up. It's caller number 3 to 402-464-5685. That will get the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Stricky on top.
Yeah. Way to go, Stricky. Pull one out of the hat, baby. That's what we need these Huskers to do this week. We need that champ is here. Yes, Rico. Now it's me and you. Let's go.
Okay, we bring Rico in for the tiebreaker question. Rico, I'm going to give you the question. Let Stricky go over under.
All right.
Okay, dating back to 1941, how many bowl games has Nebraska football appeared in?
1941?
Since 1941.
Who's going first?
Rico gets the question. You go over under.
I'm gonna say a number and it's gonna be way off. Like I already know it. 1941. How many years ago is that?
Well, you get 59 years to get to 2000, then another 22, so 71.
Thank you. I'm bad at math.
81, sorry, 81.
81. Okay.
59 plus 22 is 81.
I'm gonna go with a smooth. Can I ask another question?
Depends on what it is. You
When
can ask it.
did bowl games start?
I don't know, but I know Nebraska's history goes back to 1941.
Okay. I'm going to go with a smooth 52.
Stricky, over under 52.
That's a good guess. Rico, that's a good guess.
I feel like it's going to be so off.
Rico, that's actually pretty good. That means 20. There's a 20-something difference. I'm going to say under.
You going to say under?
Yeah.
Boom shakalaka. Finish him. Give me a hell yeah.
Oh!
I said give me a hell yeah.
Oh, that was a good guess.
It's a really good guess. 53.
Oh, Rico. I knew that was a good guess.
I thought it was going to be so
I
off.
thought it had to be in the 40s.
I thought
bro.
it was going to be like 60. I thought they were going to be like, they've
I'm gonna
only
pound
missed
you.
the last however many.
I'm going to pound you for that.
Thank
That
you,
was
man.
actually,
Thank you.
I knew that was a good guess because I would have said about that too.
Mm-hmm.
But gosh, I thought it maybe 40 because I was like, I was a couple times when we weren't that good.
Yeah.
But dang.
Strick's 1-0 against the people. I am 1-0 against Strick. We are
All right.
starting to keep the record today.
Let's get it.
Once again, 402-464-5685. Caller number 3 gets the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Still looking for that. Strick, you get the win.
Yeah.
We're going to count it. The champ is here. Champ's in the building. We got to move on to hour 2 of On the Block now. We're going to spend a little time.
Real quick before we get out of here.
What you got?
I wanted to throw this out because it really inspired me. Because sometimes, you know, there's a lot of humility that I operate in, right? You know, people will say things and I just don't really see myself that way. But I heard a stat that I sent to some of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And actually you can Google it and it's actually less than that. It's like 4,700. But that stat, and I didn't know this. I'm throwing this out to you guys because I want to know, you know what? Let's give away something.
We got Salt Dogs tickets to tonight's game.
Let's give away. We're gonna give away some Salt Dog tickets.
4-pack of tickets.
And look, it's got to be first one to hit the Sauter Heyman text line with the answer. Thank you, Notorious B.I.B. My man, I love you. I learned today that there's a number of athletes that have played in the NBA that surprised me that I'm to be a part of this group because it's not a big number. When you're talking about how many years? I think it said, 50 years, 50 something years. There's only been a certain amount of players that have made it in the NBA.
Since the merger, maybe?
Since the merger.
Would be my guess.
Since the merger. I want to know what that number is. You can be in the range. If you're within 1,000, I'll still give it to you. How many have played since the merger in the NBA? And I was excited. I want to know. Sauter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Throw it out to us. Let us know. It is actually insane. It'll probably blow your minds. It'll surprise you a little bit. I'd love to hear what your thoughts is, and we'll give you some tickets for it.
4 Salt Dogs tickets to tonight's game. Don't play if you can't go to the game. If you can't go to the Salt Dogs game, don't send in an answer. If you want to go to the Salt Dogs game, guess the number.
I couldn't believe it.
If you're the first one in, you get tickets.
Couldn't believe it. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's very cool. We'll talk about that when we give the tickets away at the start of next hour, as well as a little bit of volleyball day in Nebraska, a couple good articles out there I want to touch on, and how do some of the takeaways apply to other sports at Nebraska. We'll get into that and more as we continue on the block.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space. Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to brantexcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brant!
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. He's going to go out of here. That's the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Drick and Austin.
Hour 2 on a day. I'm Austin Norman. He's the 9-year NBA vet, the Husker Hall of Famer, Eric Strickland. Our show, On the Block, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. I jumped the gun. That's not bad.
No.
That's beautiful.
That was it. My voice is terrible.
As beautiful as Stricky's voice is, that's how good the food at Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul is.
Absolutely.
So
No doubt.
check it out tomorrow. Not open today. Big lunch buffet, all you can eat, which here's the thing. It's funny they call it a buffet and they have a buffet. That stuff is stick to your ribs. Oh, so good. Like you want multiple plates, but it's so hearty and so filling. Easy to overdo.
Bring your blanket. You might end up in a booth laid over to the side because it does create a nice itis effect where you just want to just lay back and woosah. Love it.
You didn't have much time to woosah in the NBA, but you are one of a select few thousand.
Yeah, man.
Do you have that number for us?
It was 4,700 and was it 2?
I'm seeing 6, I think.
And 6?
6, yeah. Either way.
4,706. I was blown away because there was nothing in me that thought that I was like, there's no way. It's just, it's got to be more than that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I couldn't believe it, man. So it makes me even more honored, I would say, Austin, because of, one, especially the way and the way that it had to be traveled, undrafted, one of the best draft classes of,
all time.
I can't say it is, but I'm going to say,
I'm telling you,
I'm saying it's definitely arguably one of the best. With that draft had like one of my good friends, Mikey Walker, who has been on the show, came through that class. Kobe Bryant, Antoine Walker, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen. I mean, guys that have literally eclipsed legendary status with what they did in their careers. You had Marcus Camby, guys that have played in championships. Lorenzen Wright, guys, shout out to him, R.I.P. Lorenzen Wright, who lost his life in Memphis. Guys like that, man. Who else? Steve Nash, Hall of Famers came out of there, man. It's pretty cool, when you think about it. And then I can understand. I even say that I was even honored when they did a redraft and they had me in the first round in a redraft. And I thought that was pretty cool too. So just a little history. We gave away a few Salt Dog tickets and we're going to give it away to who is the winner?
Newt is the winner. You guessed 4,400 players. Whoever 0070 is also very close, 5,144. A little bit high, Newt, a little bit closer, and Price is Right style didn't go over. So swing by the studio and pick up your tickets for tonight's game, Newt 7:05 first pitch. Strick, we had this on the rundown.
Yeah.
The Dirty Tony and the boys texts in. We didn't get to it, but I think it's a perfect opportunity to bring it up. He asks, what are your thoughts on Noah Lyles throwing shade at the NBA, saying they aren't truly world champs?
We did have that. We were going to talk about it. I love it. Listen, there's some things that, like, for example, one of the best to do it, Usain Bolt created a brand. No different than like Dennis Rodman created a brand. Guys like that where their eyes are on them on the world stage, but it's not centralized and maybe in their countries, but it's not like on the same level as like the NFL or soccer or not NASCAR, because NASCAR in the United States is pretty good, but I'm talking Formula One, right? You have to figure out a way to create energy. And by doing what you did, how can I raise the bar? For example, Simone Biles is one of the best gymnasts, one of the best medalists, one of the best all time to do it.
Glad she's back.
She did recently just do it again, but it was small, right? Noah Lyles did something that hadn't been done for a U.S. track athlete, I think, since 2017, if not more.
2015.
2015. So that's a huge accomplishment, Austin. And to it's not at the same level. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what they're saying, but outside of basketball, football is not a world sport. So I can understand what he's saying, and it's like dropping a gauntlet. You guys, yeah, you're good, you're athletes, you're good at what you do, but at the same time, how can you put world on it? Interesting. I mean, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting conversation. Football, unless you're playing in World Cup, how can you say an MLS team? I think it's a wonderful debate. How can you say an MLS team is a world champion?
And see, MLS, I think, knows its place in that it's behind, Premier League or Champions League or whatever leagues are in Spain and Germany. The NBA, though, is the best league in the world, even though, and they say world champions. And I think to some degree it's just semantics, but okay, fine. Maybe not world champions, they're NBA champions, but there's a reason the NBA is the best league in the world.
Yeah.
The one that would fascinate me to see, Strick, is MLB and the World Series. Especially with how global baseball is. We've seen it in the World Baseball Classic.
I love that. I think it should be more of that.
I don't know if you bring in the Dominican champ, the Mexican champ, Puerto Rican, Venezuelan, Korean, Japanese, any other league you can find champ into a tournament style with those professional teams to have a true World Series.
I would be excited for it.
I would love it.
I would be. Look, that would make me more intrigued and interested in baseball. Because guess what? Some of those Korean teams or Japanese teams, they could battle with you. So some of those leagues are tough.
Team USA.
Some of those teams are tough. So I love the fact that look, if I'm but guess what's going to hinder it? Guess what's going to stop it, Austin?
Major League Baseball.
And why?
Because their season's already very long and they don't want to tack on another month.
That is too, but guess what?
Moolah.
If they can't control the moolah, they're going to not allow it to happen. And none of those national teams that are just as good and successful in their eyes are going to allow that dominance. That would be that. This is why Spence Crawford didn't happen for so long, because Spence was trying to hoard and control the money. But I'm just as good of a face as you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how some of these teams feel. Right. And some of them are going to allude to the fact that, yeah, we beat you. Why should you? You didn't do nothing in the World Baseball Championships. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That I mean, in their eyes, in their minds, that's what they're going to say. And so that's why I think, but I would be interested. I'd be glued to the TV to watch that happen. I really would.
Oh, yeah.
Solid Hammer text line 402-464-5685. If you would break it down for them, Austin, tell them how it would look if it was to be a real World Series.
So I think you would have to do it at a rotating venue sort of thing, like 1 year Japan hosts, 1 year Korea hosts, 1 year the MLB team.
You get me excited, bro.
Like that. Or even like when the World Cup comes here, right? They're going to have different areas that are close enough for these teams, right? So you can play multiple games on the same day, have the winners meet at some location, host it in Mexico 1 year, down in the DR, Puerto Rico. You know, you can mix up the hosting venue to make some teams go on the road. Here's the thing, Strick, too. I totally get the concern from Major League Baseball about, well, we claim we're the best league in the world. It's a bad look if, we lose. Was it a bad look when Shohei Ohtani struck out Mike Trout? Maybe. But guess who's playing in MLB, not in Japan? Shohei Ohtani. It would be a wonderful, fantastic, unbeatable advertisement for the game of baseball. I would still pick the American team more often than not to win. Maybe that's biased. I don't know. I don't watch enough foreign baseball. But what would really stand out to me is, let's say the Angels pull off a miracle. They win the Major League World Series. They're in this made-up tournament, but Team Japan comes out the other side. What does Shohei do if it's his old team? Does he go back and play for them? What if the Venezuelan team that Ronald Acuna Jr. goes and rehabs with?
I don't think it could happen. I like where you're going, but I don't think you can do that. I think if you're playing MLB, you win, and you're the guy that comes on the other side of that American title championship. You've got to play with the team that you're on. You can't go back to your home. Because because of the reason is because of what you just said, how it could breed opportunities for the MLB come over, play, enjoy the game, gives you a little bit more spotlight. You get a chance to go into other countries to have them to observe, because some of those kids aspire, Ichiro and some of those guys came over, but it took a while for some of them, especially in the Asian communities, to come over this way because they're rock stars over there.
Oh, yeah.
In those leagues. I saw something too, man. Listen, I'm hoping we can get this. Maybe as we continue to expand and we make the move and we, DP and the crew and the leadership, we get to a spot where we could pull this off and take it down to Haymarket Park. But I freaking saw the Bananas play, bro. And one of the Bananas shortstop did something that blew my freaking mind. There's a shot to the shortstop. He runs up, he fields it. He throws it behind his back, Austin.
Okay.
Drops it to the ground, to the dirt, picks it up, and throws the runner out at first in time.
What the
Bananas.
world? Savannah Bananas.
I want to see him play. We need petition. We need a petition.
Text line, start a petition right
Would
now.
you go see it?
Oh yeah.
I think that would be I would have a ball watching that.
BP with DP before a Salt Dogs versus Bananas game.
Oh, I would stay the whole time and I'd be sipping on wine. Ooh, that thing rhymed.
Ooh, Ricky. Ben never picked that bar up.
It's a Taco Tuesday. I'm on fire right now. Hey, but listen, I would see it. Would you see it? 402-464-5685. The Bananas was in the area, in the premises, in Omaha or at the Haymarket. Would you go? I think I would, man. I would actually buy great ticket seats to see that.
Maybe I'm a hater of Omaha, but I wouldn't go see it if it was at TD Ameritrade Park.
No.
I don't like downtown Omaha. The vibes are immaculate, but just the traffic and getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm in Lincoln. I'm so used to it. I can't handle Omaha. But if we bring this to Haymarket Park, there's BP with DP, even if there's not,
you're in the building.
My butt's showing up.
What a great time, man. Good stuff. What else? What else on the agenda?
So Notorious B.I.B. says he bets DP can make it happen. DP challenge. It's issued. It's out there.
Ooh, DP challenge. And DP takes challenges and will back it up. I like it. Let's go.
Ben was saying only if they bring their crazy umpire they got down there.
Oh, the one that twerks and dances. Yeah. Oh, he's hilarious. Yeah.
Do you see there's a game where an umpire got ejected?
No.
Yeah, minor league baseball, an umpire got ejected.
How?
So a player wasn't happy with his call. He kept going back and forth with the player.
Yeah.
And eventually, I assume it was the crew chief said, okay, you're both done. So he sent the ump off the field too.
Ooh, I love it. Okay. Accountability. Let's go.
Nebraska ball fan says he saw the Savannah Bananas in Kansas City. It was a great experience. We got a hell yes, I would go. The Chippendales baseball game in Des Moines.
Pause. I don't know if I'm maybe that's the great the wives and the girlfriends event. Rico's wife. Would you send you Rico? Oh, I would love to answer that question.
Rico's kids would love it.
Well, you're about to have a baby, so you couldn't do it. I think if you're gonna do the Chippendales, I'm not going to see the Chippendales, my boy. I wouldn't do it.
Understandable.
Burlesque show though. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd go.
Maybe. Okay.
Burlesque baseball. Let's start it up.
Boy.
Let's start it up. Austin, you and I, let's be the brainchild of the burlesque baseball.
We'll see. Yeah.
So Rico. This is a married question.
Okay.
If you're a married man, and
I am,
and you are, and there's a baseball game going on. You've heard it. Everybody is the talk of the town. But it's the Chippendales baseball game.
I don't know where this
are you
is
sending?
going.
Are you sending wifey to the baseball game?
The Chippendales baseball game?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Okay, there it is. If you're a married man,
wow.
If you're a married man, hey, Rico, we're about to start up something.
Do you know why?
But
I'm very comfortable in my marriage,
as you should be. But let me ask you this: we're gonna start it up. Me and Austin are gonna be the brainchild for this burlesque baseball.
Don't.
Wait, stay there.
I don't want to be a part of this.
Stay there. You don't have to be a part of that.
I don't know.
Would you watch the Savannah Bananas against the Salt Dogs?
Yes, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Would you be the guy on stilts swinging for the Savannah Bananas against the Salt Dogs?
I would do whatever they want me to do.
Love it. I saw what I said, what I was saying when you were in there recording. What happened was the Savannah Bananas were playing, and the shortstop, the pitcher pitches, and there's a hit, and the shortstop comes up, tracks it, scoops it.
Was it behind the back?
Threw it behind him. You saw it
Yep.
behind the back.
Tween.
And then bow, and shot him out at first.
I love
That was awesome.
I love the backflip in center field to catch the final out whenever they
I
do
saw that one too. That was pretty dope.
And did you know that if a fan catches a ball, if it's a foul ball, it's an out?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I freaking love that. Man, I'm excited.
So the fans get involved. So everybody brings their gloves, and if you catch a foul ball, that's an out.
So while you're still here, we've been talking extensively. We jumped off into baseball, but we talked about the Noah Lyles situation, and
Your track guy.
He's not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then we said Austin threw something out and got me really excited because they're talking about, what do they call the baseball?
World
You're
Baseball
a New
Classic.
York guy.
The WBC, the World Baseball Classic.
Wait, no.
Okay.
You're a Yankees fan.
Yes.
They call it in MLB the World
Series.
Okay.
Champions. Yeah.
Now, if whoever the World Series champions is should go into the World Baseball, and it should be a tournament after that to see who really is the World Series champion.
Okay. Now this is part of the reason why I agree with Noah Lyles, because if you do that with baseball, right?
Yeah.
How many players on the Yankees aren't going to be playing for the Yankees?
Well, no, it's not World Baseball Classic rosters, right?
No.
It's not representing these
But like that's what I'm
countries.
saying. When you're talking like world championship stuff like that, and they're like, when you're, you have countries going against each other, and they're like, well, we'll just take this team and they'll go up against the rest of the world to do this. And I'm like, well, how are you going to do that? Unless, of course, you're just doing it by teams.
Yes, it would be like
that's
the
what we're talking
Braves
about.
versus like
The Braves
Nippon
versus
Korea's winner versus Mexico's winner.
Yes,
versus the
whoever the champion is
Of
for
each
that country
league.
Yes,
of each league.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be great.
I think that would you say the same thing, right?
That would be great. And everybody goes,
be
oh,
dope.
like the NBA, the Denver Nuggets would kill the whatever Spanish league team.
Barcelona.
I'm just like, maybe, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
What was it? The Lakers or Gold, somebody got beat by the Adelaide 76ers or 96ers, whatever.
The Thunder, probably.
Yeah, like it happens.
Yeah.
Just because you're saying, the NBA, the NFL, it's different. Like nobody plays football. But the NBA, MLB is the best league in the world. There are other leagues out there with really talented players.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
And it just takes one day. Just takes one
Get
day.
clip.
Unless you're doing
Well, they're saying
series.
series. We're saying series. It'd be a series.
Yeah, a series.
NBA do a 5-game series.
5
keep it
games.
short. But for baseball, single elimination 8-team tournament.
I love it.
Work your way down over a week.
Oh, I love it. Throw your best, your ace, whoever that is, and then you've kind of got to do it like the College World Series, because you've got to kind of dictate now.
I mean,
if I use them now, win them.
How many players in Japan or China or Korea are the MLB teams like, hey, we want you to come over here?
That's what we were saying.
How many, Ricky Rubio he got drafted, still was playing in Spain. Is that where he was for 2-3 years before he came over?
Listen, this was before me, but the word on the street was Arvydas Sabonis was the best player in the world in his prime. And he would not come over here until dang near late in his prime, and he was still good.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah, we said that too. Yeah.
Great players.
So I just thought it was an interesting conversation. Thank you on the Starter Heyman text line. You guys throwing it out there as well.
If you win the Super Bowl, if you win the NBA championship, you are not a world champion. You are a champion of your league.
There it is.
There you go. That's Rico on Mike 5. Appreciate Rico.
Shout out to Laura Lyles throwing it out there, laying down the gauntlet. Shout out.
A little non-controversy that's
a
fun
fact.
to talk about. We got a couple things that we could talk about next segment. We're going to put our heads together over break. If we don't know what's next, you don't know what's next. You'll want to stay tuned on the block after this.
It's not often a man wakes up and says, I feel the best I have in years. We hear this all the time at Limitless Mail. And happen when you go to Limitless Mail and get a blood test to see what your body is missing. That's how simple it is. Schedule a free consult with Limitless Mail. Discuss your symptoms. Do the blood test. If your lab results say you're low in testosterone, we can fix that. Age is just a number. You can feel your best again. Just ask Limitless Mail.
Summer is winding down, but there's no reason to put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on September 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Call today at 402-742-0140.
If your home water doesn't taste right, look right, or smell right, just call Bryant for the solution to your water problem. Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12. Like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only. While supplies last, price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you. Tomorrow, volleyball day in Nebraska. Huskers versus Omaha, the main attraction. Rico will be out there covering all the action. Plenty of 93.7 The Ticket representation as well. If you see us out there, say hi. But there's been some good writing before this, Strick. ESPN had a piece about it today. USA Today wrote about it. And so did Mitch Sherman of The Athletic. And that's what I'm going to draw on for this segment. There were really 3 paragraphs that stood out to me relating somewhat to Nebraska volleyball, but it wouldn't shock me if you, having played Nebraska basketball, Jay having played Nebraska football, might resonate with some of these ideas that Nebraska volleyball's done. So the first paragraph that really stood out to me was about halfway through the piece, maybe a little further down. Mitch writes, it always felt like a family, but when Nebraska moved out of the iconic Coliseum in 2013, the program gave up a piece of its history in search of growth and profitability. It's a business. I get it. They have to make money. Nebraska volleyball, one of the only programs that is actually self-sufficient at that level. So that's important. But just how important is it when you play at Nebraska to have that home field advantage, to have that home court advantage, to have all those fans on top of you yelling for you? Where's the line between too small and good environment versus too big and corporate for Nebraska?
Speaking of all sports, or
we can go with the Devaney Center where you played for basketball. Had what, 11, 12,000, 13 maybe when you played?
I think it was probably 14 or something like that.
Was that a good size? Did it feel too big, too small?
No, I think that that felt pretty good. I think there was still some intimacy that was involved with it. That lower bowl area, which were the bleacher seats, really was where the students were. So we definitely had students that could get up on you a little bit. It's a little bit different than it is in PBA, but when I think about volleyball, and I'm thinking about this game, I understand where it's going. Let me just say even more, because of the struggles of the big brands, which is obviously Nebraska football. They have become the brand of success. You know, Coach Cook and that crew have done a tremendous job of putting those ladies in great positions to have success and to win and to position themselves to make runs at championships. You got to tip your hat to them and clap a hand and let them know. At the same time, I think the question that I come to is, it's going to put a spotlight back on Nebraska to do something of this magnitude. If they break this record, which is 91,648, which was set in March 22nd at a UEFA Women's Championship League match that was in Barcelona. If they do that, that is going to be something like you didn't hear much about the World Championships. In football, you're not really hearing much about the World Championships, although the men's basketball is moving on. You know, Austin Rivers is making an impact on what
it's a recurring bit.
Gosh darn it. That's that age thing. Austin Reeves is making, but you're not really hearing. Yeah, it's sprinkled in there. But this would, I think, reveal what Nebraska is not only about, how much they care, how real they are as far as their approach to the love of not only the program, but the sport and whatever the sport is. And I think that would help in a lot of ways. So I look at that and I say, you know, go after it. I understand it because I remember the Coliseum. Men basketball used to play in there. It's like the women have followed a pattern. They're like, go in here. Let's take over this little bigger spot. Well, we'll take it. And then they make it their own and they make it great. And then men's basketball says, well, we're going to move out of the Vandy. We're going to go to PBA. Oh, well, there's another bigger space. They're like a freaking goldfish, right? That has become huge. Like, do you know that and understand, Austin, that goldfish are actually really big? They could be huge. They're only as big as the size of
their container.
Fit.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this could blow the roof off. The recruiting, all that stuff goes on. These folks see that. Hopefully it would spurn and be trickle out to the other sports. But it's going to take, I think Matt Rhule needs to get it going on the football side of things. Hopefully on the basketball side of things that can change. We know that baseball has been trying. They've been close. Softball has been kind of peeking over we want to get involved too, you know?
Right.
Track has always been successful. And that's another thing. You don't really hear about the track team. My thing is we got a swim team. Are we going to add polo now that the Pac-12 is coming over with polo teams?
I don't know.
Just throwing it out there. I don't know. Just throwing it. Go ahead.
The other thing I was going to say was I think it was the ESPN piece that talked about John Cook's hesitancy to move out of the Coliseum into Devaney. The Coliseum seated, I think, 4,000 for volleyball. Devaney at the time, like you said, 14,000. Cook said in that piece, his motto's always been dream big, right? We hear that all the time out of Husker volleyball. But he agreed to move to Devaney if they obviously redid it for volleyball, made it volleyball specific. And the way that program was rolling before that, and then has continued to, smart choice. But John Cook even said maybe they didn't dream big enough, right? Because they're filling that 306 consecutive sellouts for Nebraska volleyball. Maybe they could have sold out 10,000 instead of the 8,000 they have now. So John Cook, at least according to that piece, looks back with a little bit of, maybe I undersold even what his program was capable of doing. The second paragraph from the Athletic says, Peterson, so Lindsay Peterson, director of ops, noticed that some of the bonds lost a bit of grip. She spearheaded an effort to keep ex-Huskers and by association, the volleyball community in step with the program. I want to touch on the former Husker aspect of it next, because there's a cool initiative that I think we can talk about. Okay. The part that stood out to me was, and by association, the volleyball community. Strick, think about how club volleyball has exploded for young ladies here in Nebraska, grown exponentially. I don't know what Husker volleyball's involvement in that is, but I know all the best players in the state of Nebraska play for their club team. Nebraska goes and watches them there. I don't know if Nebraska is involved in funding and helping run any camps or anything like that, but clearly the success of Nebraska volleyball has helped club volleyball in the state of Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
And how good club volleyball has helped amplify not just Nebraska volleyball, but send talent everywhere. Yeah. Why can't football? Why can't basketball? Why can't baseball see a similar growth?
I love it. I love it, Austin. You've hit the nail on the head on that one. And I think a lot of it has to do with brand. I'm going to create a new word, because I've talked about this before, that we can get so stuck on brand. So I'm going to say brand complacency.
Ooh, put that in the strictionary.
Put that in the strictionary. I think they've kind of smelt the smelling salts, but didn't wake up. Ooh. You feel me?
I feel you.
You know, when you got knocked out a little bit and they put the thing in, kind of. I think we had so much brand. What's the word I say?
Complacency.
There. Oh gosh, yeah. That thing hit different. We had so much brand complacency that it put us in a stupor, into a slumber, to where our creativity, our innovation, the things that we were on the cutting edge of before, we've lost. I'll address my other point, because I love where that was going on the second. But I think we need to wake up and get back ahead of it, get back on the front edges of doing things that others hadn't done. I think that's creativity. And then you wonder why, Austin, that the volleyball program is having the success that they're having, because they're freaking doing things without brand complacent. They could easily be brand complacent, easily, but they don't. They continue to push the boundaries and continue to figure out ways to make them better. And I think this is what they're doing, and going into Memorial Stadium is one of those things.
Brad on the text line says, when you win 4 games a year, people stop caring. I get it, but I also don't think that's the point, right? It helps that Nebraska volleyball is successful, but could Nebraska basketball, both programs, could Nebraska football, could baseball and softball take that next step by investing in the youth, by putting on more coaches clinics, saying, hey, here's how your young people learn, acquire, develop the skill. Right.
How did you think we got there? Because we competed in camps, in team camps, and they invested in making sure they got the best of the best in the state. Bruce Chubbuck, we played Bruce Chubbuck in the championship game.
From West Holt.
Yeah. We played them in the championship game, and years later, we're teammates. I think even Eddie Markowski and them were there. I know Jason Glock was there. We played Wahoo, and that spurred us to want to play Wahoo in the season, because we competed at them down there. We were hearing Wahoo, Jason Glock. Let's go. And we're all teammates. You're absolutely on to something, Austin. And I love it.
Nebraska can invest in its high school coaches and in its high school athletes, and even younger, right? Youth camps, coaches, clinics. There's nothing stopping other programs from doing that. Why not? Okay, so here's the last paragraph, Strick, that I want to just serve this up for you, tee off on it. Peterson, again, Lindsey Peterson, director of ops for Nebraska.
Can I be
volleyball.
honest on this one?
I expect nothing less.
Let's get it.
And assistant coach Kelly Hunter, a former All-America setter, also from Nebraska, annually pair current players with alums. Players and former players connect on the phone. They talk about shared experiences. Most of the conversations, former middle blocker Amber Holmquist Limbaugh said, go deep into life away from the court.
DP came in a little bit earlier and asked me a question. This is not a racial question, just something to throw out because it still speaks to this. It just so happens that, you know, a good portion of us happen to be that of African-American Black descent. Okay. This is not a racial thing, but it's going to, in some forms, may come out if you're not able to discern that that's not where this is coming from. But he said something to me. DP broke down and said, Eric, how many people that were former, that's all he said. He didn't say nothing about color or anything. He just said, how many former players that you know in any sport, well, it kind of was us, work down at the University of Nebraska? I can only think of one, Damon Benning. And that just recently happened because Matt Davison vacated that position.
Also a former player in the same spot.
Right? So that was something that I said, dang, you know what, you're right. But then I look at Coach Cook and what they've done. Then I remember, I go back in my memory banks and I say, I happen to be sitting next to a player that was being heavily recruited. They absolutely wanted. I think Tim Miles was the coach at the time. And he says, he's sitting, and I think I've told this story before, but I'm going to retell it because I'm speaking to this specific point. Ty Webster sitting next to me, we're chopping it up, we're talking. We just happen to be I happen to be in town that week. Sitting there, his dad says, Ty, move, come sit with me. He sits next to me. He says, listen, I don't think I'm going to send my son here. I said, really? I said, why? He says, I just don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Can you tell me why I should send him? Now, I'm not going to go into the full details of kind of the conversation, but it was a conversation. Me being a homegrown kid, me being from here, me playing here, how it would affect your son if he stayed here, and what it would look like for him down the road. By the end of the conversation, he says, I think I'm going to send him. Okay, cool. But that speaks to what you're talking about. Then you wonder why Coach Cook has success. It's because he's connected those from previous past success, even if it wasn't success or a championship, it doesn't matter. But it was the experience. And is able to convey that experience to a young person, never been to Nebraska, maybe from the cold outback of South Dakota, or maybe from the big city blocks of, Newport, Connecticut, or New Jersey, or wherever they're from, Philly, but just never been to a size this size, but has an experience, or somebody that maybe came from a similar type of dynamic, and they're able to talk about it. You wonder why they have success. I'm not going to say that's the only reason. They have to put in the work, Austin. They have to do the work. Right. But at the same time, it's not just about the work on the court. There's off the court, off the field. There's all this other stuff that goes on in the mind, i.e., we're not speculating. We don't know what's going on, but i.e., Eric Gilbert. Has anybody, do we really know what he's dealing with, what his mental hurts, and what his pains are, what his anguish is, what has spurned him? We don't know. But these conversations that these peer groups are having. Yes, I've been here. I'm older than you, but I'm still, I know what you're going through. I've been through what you're going through. How's it going for you? What is the training table like for you? What is school? How's classes? Just those type of conversations can help tremendously.
Ricky Simmons, you hear him on the Get Your Happy On Hour every Sunday night, says anyone that played before him is a big brother. Anyone that played after him is a little brother. That family aspect, right? I would love to know the number of conversations that the former Husker athletes in here have had with current Husker players. I don't need to know the contents, but how many times have they had conversations? What's that connection like? Because you guys are right here. I don't want to jump in your shoes, so I'm going to ask this question. Would you and your teammates, if you were approached by the men's basketball coaching staff, be willing to talk with a player once a week?
Facts. I don't know if I can even tell you how much I've tried to hang around, mill around, be around. If was called upon, would jump, because I've always said, and I said it this way, and this would speak to how much I care.
Mm-hmm.
I told Tim Miles, I said, Tim, for what you're paying those other guys to come in here, not be able to tell it and sell it, and leave before the S hits the fan,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it for half. I would come and do it. I was coaching at the time. I was coaching Division II down in New Mexico. I said, I'll do it for half just because I love it and I want to see the program and you win. Not trying to come in here usurp you, not trying to come, but I want to see the program thrive and survive. And that started way back then. I would do the same thing if Coach Hoiberg or anybody, any of the coaches called me and they needed that, I would do it. And you know why? I was doing it even when I wasn't. Like my guys, Tony Stubblefield, who's now the head coach at DePaul. Tony Stubblefield, when I was playing with the Dallas Mavericks, he used to, hey, Strick, can you get me some tickets to, I want to take a recruit to a game. Yeah, no problem. Just because I love it. I love seeing young men thrive and make it. And that's what I would do.
Not like you said about you.
Yeah.
Not about anyone else other than the young man on campus and the program and being part of the same program. It's an untapped resource. And if the best program on campus is doing it, why aren't other coaches attempting to copy success?
That's a fact.
With such a small thing.
Throw that to Sauter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Do you think that the university's program has had brand complacency? Love to hear that from you. Second, do you think the programs of Nebraska's success should in some form try to mirror what the most successful program right now in Nebraska at the volleyball on the volleyball team, how that looks? Would you want to see more of a mirror?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let us know, 402-464-5685. We'll step aside. When we get back, we'll cross it over. DP's in the house. Jay probably close. I want to throw that question to Jay as well, get his thoughts to wrap up on the block.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V
is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 7th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store, now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I'm Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles, from Husker Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
It's for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Summer is winding down, but there's no reason to put your golf club away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on September 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Call today at 402-742-0140. Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with Roof Credit.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your turkey and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timely agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Join us at this year's Ignite Lincoln 15 at Rococo Theater on Thursday, September 14th for an inspiring night of stories that spark change. Get your tickets at ignitelincoln.org. Don't miss this chance to be a part of something extraordinary.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, some afternoon smoke and haze possible because of some pending wildfires. Otherwise, I should be around 89. But we'll see partly cloudy skies and that haze yet again. It will around 60 and tomorrow, most sunny and hazy again. We'll see the afternoon high around 87. Meteorology, 0.7 ticket. Pick it up.
Now back to On the Block, Rick and Austin on 97 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. Austin Norman.
Hey, he was like a pass rusher.
Hey, man, cut the mic off, man.
Hey, man, the dude got skinny. You know how they say you got to get
Man,
skinny?
hey, man.
You know how you talk about when you got to go through picks, you got to get skinny?
You bugging, bro. Jay Wilder. He wilding.
Okay.
Off the air conversations, I'm telling you, they're some of the funniest.
Come.
They're some of the funniest things. I can't take it, but anyway.
Yeah.
You saw Jay hand me a piece of paper. That's why we're having a short crossover today.
Yeah, I got
so
my man
for Old
Ron
School.
Johnson coming in, man, from the Gopher. He's going to drop some knowledge so we can either – Ron going to cut up, though. Ron cut up.
Love it.
I love it. But what up, Strick?
Man, it's good, man. It's a beautiful day. Went out there to Southeast Community College, sat down,
You was out
chopped it
there?
up.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, man. Went out there. Listen,
I know
I was
it's
impressed.
nice, right?
I was impressed.
Yeah, I heard
I
you
was
talking
impressed.
about it when I was driving. How people can go out there and get a craft right there in Lincoln. Whether you dental assistants, and then you had you said
Yeah.
they got an EMT or ambulance out there.
Yeah.
So look,
They had a thing that it's computer generated, but it's like a table where aspiring doctors can go in there, look at the circular system, the bone structure, muscle tissue. And it's like when I thought about it and I saw it, I was like, all I could think about was operation. You remember the game?
Yeah, the game operation.
That's what
it's
it's got.
real life.
It just was a real life thing that they could program, and it could put like a body
Yeah.
But
I know what you mean.
Man,
that's
that
pretty
stuff
cool.
is next level, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
what they're doing at South, they're doing stuff that the University of Nebraska don't even have.
Well, that's good partnership, man. Or I don't know if
They
it is,
should.
but
They
it's
should.
all good, man.
Yeah, man. But let's
So
go.
our last segment, we were talking about something from an article on The Athletic by Mitch Sherman. Two things I want your take on. One paragraph in this about Volleyball Day in Nebraska is that the volleyball director of ops, Lindsey Peterson, noticed some bonds between past and present lost a bit of grip. So she spearheaded an effort to keep ex-Huskers and by association the volleyball community in step with the program. Focusing on the volleyball community.
Sure.
As you look at Nebraska, can Nebraska football do more to invest in the young talent in the state through coaches, clinics, camps, that sort of thing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they had a good turnout this year just from looking outside looking in, which obviously probably answers your question, right?
Is this camp or 7-on-7?
I think it's both.
It's
because
both?
you got to do both because you got to have a camp to be able to, whether you're a padded camp or whatever, however they structure the camps, I think it can be done. I think, look, Matt Rhule just got here. He did it. It sounded like he had a good relationship with a lot of coaches from across the country came and they left, with glowing reviews. I think, I've been saying this forever, and I don't understand why Nebraska doesn't do it. And I have an inclination why, but it's the most ignorant reason why. Like,
Pause. I came up with a word.
What is it? But what is
brand complacency?
Oh,
a strictionary.
It's in the strictionary. Oh, yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what that's what I thought.
Now, are you gonna tweet that out with the two little marks and then the explanation, and then have it in parentheses and like italic and stuff too? Or are you just gonna
we just throwing it out here?
Only
those on 93.7 The Ticket get access to the strictionary exclusive.
Right?
You're exclusive.
One step up from Ebonics.
Come on, somebody.
Because I mean, I could show you. I got 4 friends that I played with in Buffalo. Just in Buffalo, that involved in SEC schools. Another one I didn't play with, but know him through Sean Bryson, who we had on before. Terry Fair that works with University of Tennessee. Archie Griffin. I only know that because I went to Ohio State. Is heavily involved. James Cotton, who nobody knows that played at Ohio State, is heavily involved. Dustin Fox, who was a part of the national championship team, does a little radio, heavily involved. Bobby Carpenter as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does radio, TV, and all that stuff, heavily involved. He goes in linebacker. He does all that stuff. And so, look, I will say this, and I did glance over the article. One of the best things that helped me from, and especially not being from Nebraska, right, was being able to lean on a Troy Dumas.
Come on.
To talk to an Ed Stewart. This ain't. I wasn't talking to these two dudes that was in the pros, and even like Baron Miles or like Tyrone Williams when he came back, or anybody or Dante Jones. I didn't talk to him about no Levin Robber and all this other stuff. I talked to him about stuff that had nothing to do with football. Nothing to do with football.
There it is.
Now it did indirectly, but it wasn't. Hey, how did you play this? They up there, they probably even forgot the Nebraska defense at that point in time. And it was from even guys before that. Is paying your respects and conversating with him. And,
you brought up Mert yesterday,
right? Jerry Murtaugh.
Yeah.
When I got back, he when I first moved back fully, and he heard about it, he was one of the dudes that texted me. I didn't even have his number. He just, hey, look, if you need anything.
We got we're gonna hit real quick, but I got one quick, and it's not long, but it's gonna be very quick to get you out of here.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM for 93.7 The Ticket.
So then earlier I was talking with DP. I don't know what you guys are if you're gonna get into this or not. Probably not, because it's not really anything to get into. But he said something to me, and it racked my brain. He said, and it spoke to this question, which was the second question, was how Coach Peterson and assistant coach Kelly Hunter, who was a former All-American setter, they created these peer groups where that type of communication you just said. And then he said to me, do you know how many African-American or Black athletes, former athletes, are associated in any form with the program?
with football.
Yeah, and I said I could only think of one, and that was Damon. I'm talking about any form of the program, not just in coaching. I'm talking in any capacity of any of the programs. He didn't just say football. He said all across the board. And I said I couldn't think of but one, and that was Damon.
Yeah, Damon, and then they got one of the dudes that was only like here for a little while. His last name is Williams. He's like a GA. He's one of like Scott Frost, Mike Riley holdover, and he just got hired as a
grad assistant.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's only a couple.
Right.
And so all I was saying was I just threw the question out there. I said, if you have a framework that has shown consistent success and no brand complacency, innovation, that's what made Nebraska great in our times.
Right.
Is innovation, getting ahead of it. Facilities, they were doing everything ahead and cutting edge with innovation, with thought, with future in mind. And this is what they're doing.
Right.
And they're winning.
Yeah.
But I look across the programs and I don't see those type of and is it something that they could that the program could mirror and get out of this complacency, this stupor that we've been in? That's all I threw out.
I always say just like little things that you okay, so like if you think about like your coaches have rules to keep your locker clean or your locker room clean or turn in your linebacker tested in case on time, or just those things that like if like when we came in and we in the part of everybody on defense, or at least definitely in the front seven, we had ball heads right now. Is that gonna stop June Henley on 4th and 1 from Kansas or 3rd one? Is that gonna make me not bust the coverage? No.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you what, if you have more guys that don't do it, it's probably gonna somehow, some way affect you in a negative way. Now with that, to your point is like, I mean, Nebraska has struggled with that. Nebraska's biggest problem is there's so many guys that are played here. They can be picky and choosy. Okay, that's number one. That's your first problem. Number two, you make excuses for the same things that you use to build these big facilities. There's Taj Mahal's out there, like that big facility right there. It ain't built on 3 and 9 and the crappy team ever in history.
Mm-hmm.
That's built on what you did prior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's just be honest. And nobody's asking for nothing for you. And that's also part of their problem. They have it. It's an internal. It's a internal struggle for no reason. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm here to tell you, I don't care about the national. I mean, I care about the national championships that we won, but I don't care about you guys winning national championships, right? Because to be honest with you, it has to be a modern day miracle for you to even go on a 2-year run that we did for 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where we're at right now,
Straight up.
just on a 2-year run, and that might, if just for you guys to replicate 1996, which is probably one of the talented teams that just didn't get over the hump. We beat, it was one game. Just for you guys to do that is a heavy pull. The thing is that you're fighting when you do that is you're fighting what made those teams really good. And if you want an example of it, right? There's 3 examples. Okay.
Knock those out so we can get out of here.
Number one, if you listen to what happened is going down in Alabama, they said they've gotten away from what made them the most dominant team coming out of the first thing. They're going back to the basics.
That's what I heard Saban say. Talk to me.
Okay, that's number one. And Saban will tell you he has always followed the Coach Osborne deal, but just uses it in modern day football. That's number one. Number two, when Ohio State was dominating for those 7 years, Urban, and then after, right? It was built on physical toughness, accountability, and all the things that we did, right? Guess what they did when they got away from it? They started to get fancy and started to think about the skill positions first, right? And what did Michigan do? They tried to match it. But what Michigan, here's your example 3. What did Harbaugh do? He said, you know what? He said it. We're going to get back to the only thing that I know is in football. And we're going to do it to a magnitude that they've never seen it before. So he changed about face in the middle of a 10-year, almost getting fired. Not once,
COVID.
twice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
COVID saved
almost,
him.
right. Almost got ran out of
Yeah.
town. Right. And had to take an extraordinary pay cut and went back and did what he needed to do. Now it looks like Ohio State's at the bottom of the mountain, looking up at him, just in a philosophy change. But also, when you think about all the way they do it, when you look at their stuff, old and new, those guys are all involved in the program. I mean, Sam Sward's up there, Ray's up there.
Yeah.
You know, even like from the Fab Five and those guys, they do a lot of stuff up there. So I mean, look, this isn't. I think there's things that can be done on a very, especially. We talked about it with Nebraska fighting the negative recruiting. You have to have it because especially in this situation, when when you're winning, they can't negative recruit against you. When you're losing, you're an easy target because if it comes down to somebody that's winning, then you could just pop on something and say, "Look at this dude," and it's real. And it might be perception and not reality, but in this day, they believe everything they see.
Perception becomes reality.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's not fair.
Jay Foreman on Old School DP coming up next. Ron Johnson on the horn shortly. Stricky, great stuff today. We'll do it again tomorrow. For Strick, I'm Austin. Stay tuned. Old School comes your way next.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special is $20 or $2 off Certified Piedmontese sausages and brats. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget to deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. Go to GELandscapes.com or at 467-1627. When you think of places with tons of great beer, the college should start and end. There's 30 beers on tap, including several German options. You're something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Omaha.
Okay, time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring journeyman apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034